10 a.m. almost 10 a.m. not just 10 a.m. yet. We're going to be picking our eggs live. We actually did till this time. Normally we like picking our eggs almost every 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you understand, to avoid crack. But I just told them to leave it so we can pick it together in our life. So I'm going to be picking the eggs together. Yeah, I already carried 3 people. So we're going to be picking the eggs together. Like this is one of their laying nest. You can see our eggs. You can see how neat it is. So those that used to say, deep litter, the egg used to be very dirty. You can see how neat our eggs are. And some are still laying, some are still inside, they want to lay. And you can check this side too. There are eggs everywhere. You can see how neat the eggs are. Some are still laying. One wants to lay, there are still more to lay. So let's start picking. I will see how many crates we can get this morning. So you can see the eggs are much. Let's pick our eggs together. Let's pick it together and see. But I used to tell you people, there should be no restriction why you cannot do a deep litter. Deep litter is actually fun. You can see this one here wants to lay now, wants to drop its own egg. Deep litter is actually fun. So let's pick our eggs together. You can see how neat the eggs are. Just make sure that your litter is dried. Make sure that your litter is dried. Then you'll be good to go. You can see eggs inside everywhere. This is the part of the job that I love. Picking of eggs is part of the job that I love. Let's see how many crates we can get this morning. My one is to pick eggs everywhere. Let's see how many crates we can get. You can see here, even inside the tires. Like I told you, they love to lay inside the tires. Let's see how many crates we can just get this morning. Though they'll still lay. But this is like the first collection. So don't let anybody tell you that deep litter, the eggs are not neat. Deep litter, the eggs are neat. You can see the ones that we are picking. I'll still come back and check here. Those some ones to still lay. This litter, you can get your eggs from anywhere. The eggs are neat. You can see they can lay anywhere. They can lay anywhere. And they don't crack their eggs the way, if you debig them, they will not crack their eggs like that. You can see the ones that we are picking. And we didn't pick early today. So let's go to this side. You can see we have eggs here too. We have eggs over there too. So let's pick these ones and see. So don't say because you cannot afford cage, that's why you are being restricted from doing deep litter. No, you can do deep litter and you will still get excellent results provided you are available. You can see our bucket is almost getting full and we are still picking. Just give them a place to lay. The eggs are neat. The eggs are neat. You can see how neat the eggs are. The eggs are neat. And you want to pick it early so that you don't have cracks. And so that the egg, they don't pull on it. And they can just climb on it and pull on it and it will be dirty. So you don't have cracks. So you can see doing deep litter is not so difficult. It's not so difficult. You can see we are still picking eggs. They love to lay inside the tires. You see some like this that have stain, you just have to clean it. You can see birds that you can see how big their eggs are. So it's good to let your birds do exercise. It's good to allow your birds exercise. It's good to allow your birds exercise. So these ones that are here, if you see them now, they still want to lay. All these ones that are here, they want to lay. So this is what we picked. I'm still going back again to the other side to check. When you are doing deep litter, one thing you need to make sure of to get good egg, big egg, and also good eggs and good number of eggs a day. To have good production of egg capacity, make sure that you always have water. Water, clean water. Make sure you always have water. For your birds, they need water. They need water. Like if you don't give them water, you will not get good laying capacity a day. That's just the truth. They need water because water is what makes that. This one has just dropped his own here. You can see it. He just dropped it. It's still wet. So it's actually a beautiful thing when you see them laying. Like I said, water is very, very important. Water. You see, it's not just water. Water is important too. It is very, very important to give them water. If you are doing battery cage, when your birds start laying, if you are doing deep litter, when your birds start laying, just make sure that you are available. This is what we just picked now, and it's just 10 a.m. Imagine what we'll pick before the end of the day. And these birds, I think this is their how many weeks of laying. So you can see, like I said in my last life, if you know you are feeding your birds well and they don't lay early, they don't lay early, don't be so scared or so much they haste. Some birds that don't lay early, when they start laying, they don't tend to lay small eggs. They might start with small eggs maybe the first day or two. After that, you can see that their eggs will become very big. Do you understand? If you know you are feeding your birds well and they've not started laying, maybe they get to 18 weeks, you're expecting them to lay at 18 weeks, 19 weeks, they just started dropping. Relax your mind. If you know they are not sick and they have a good weight, I know people will tell you your birds are supposed to start laying at 1.5 kg. It's not all the time. It's not all the time. Before you use care and finish yourself, it's not all the time that your birds will lay at 1.5 kg. Some birds will even get to 1.7 kg. So that you will not be in your farm and be saying, all my birds are 1.5, I have not seen egg. Relax. They will drop. Some birds that don't lay early, they are the type that they lay longer and they lay bigger eggs. Do you understand? They lay longer and they lay bigger eggs. So it's like that. Like if you check black pullets, and I know as we have brown, we also have black pullets. Black pullet, they tend to lay bigger eggs than the brown pullets and all that because those ones, they have better feed conversion ratio. So like you can see, this is what we just picked now. And we are still picking because it's still early. And don't let anybody tell you that deep litter, the eggs are always dirty. These are deep litter. We didn't pick it early. These are deep litter eggs. You can see how big it is for birds that just started laying. Because the birds are exercising. And since they started laying, we've not had any mortality with our birds. We've not had any mortality with our birds. So today, we are giving them coccidiosis medication. That's what we did today. I told you the last time we treated coccidiosis is up to like 2 months now. And it's not like maybe they are showing signs of coccidiosis, but because it's been a while, that bird there just popped. It just popped one egg. If your bird wants to lay, you will know. So it's not like we are seeing signs of coccidiosis, but like I always tell you, don't wait till you see the signs, you see the sickness before you decide to treat. Don't wait till you see the signs before you decide to treat. You can have your own personal timetable. That's why I used to say you can watch our series. You can have your own personal timetable. Like at this particular, like we already know, very soon we are going to deworm them again because we already know when we deworm them last. So you can have your own personal timetable as a farmer and say, this one I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this at a particular time. You can have your own personal timetable as a farmer and say this and this I'll do it at a particular time. I didn't have to say the birds are pooing blood or showing signs of coccidosis before I treat. So that's just it. When it comes to layer farming, we don't wait till we start seeing signs before we treat, and that's the easiest way to attack anything. That's the easiest way to attack any disease in this business. Like I said, we are keeping eggs. That's the easiest way to attack any disease in this business. Do not wait till your birds are showing signs before you retreat them, because if you do that, that time that you will wait for them to be showing signs, they are not sick before they will not recover, you're already losing money. Do you understand? It is easier to prevent than to treat, because by the time they are showing full signs of whatever disease it is, you will see that by that time some will die. They will have low laying capacity, their production will drop, and then you will need to spend more money. So who are we not kidding? You're not doing yourself like that. Do you understand? So you will not wait till they are sick before you retreat. So it is very important that as a farmer, have your own personal timetable you follow. Like nobody had to tell us to treat coccidosis today. We know, okay, it's been long we treated coccidosis. Our birds are on the floor. We need to treat coccidosis, and we decide to treat. And then we know, okay, we treated it now. Maybe in the next 2 months or there, but that's when we will treat again, or 3 months, and the birds will be fine. And provided that this thing called litter, provided it is very dried. I keep saying it. Provided your litter is dried, you are good to go. Provided your litter is dried. Like if you have cage here now, you can't leave your litter for 1 week. It will smell. You understand? Apart from those that are doing high rise. But you see this one, many people thinking we'll pack it soon. The way the thing used to double in size, you'll be wondering. You can see I'm trying to deep inside. That's how this deep litter is. That's one of the reasons why I love the deep litter. You see this one, it can say 3 months or 6 months on the floor. I will not pack it. We will not pack it, because if you are changing it too much, this deep litter, if you are changing it too much, you will need to treat CROD often because of the dust. Do you understand? But you see this one here, like I told you the other time, I said we only treated CROD when they were around 4 weeks. Imagine we've kept birds for over 5 months and treated CROD just once. That's to say we were able to manage our birds. And since these birds started laying, we've not had any mortalities. Do you understand? We've not had any mortalities since they started laying. That's because they were well developed. So when you have birds and you are saying, I want them to lay at 16 weeks, 17 weeks, it is good. But if they don't drop at that age, you should not be feeling discouraged. Some of those birds that don't drop early, they are getting formed. They will form well. They will lay you big eggs, and they will lay for a longer period of time. And you see these ones that they are exercising. Imagine, okay, let's say as a farmer, you have 1,000 birds, and you are losing maybe one every month. In 2 years, that's maybe you lost 24 birds. That's not bad. Do you understand? That's not bad. But imagine this one now. We've not lost any birds since they started laying. Do you understand? So by the time we are even done with this cycle, done with this one, maybe we want to keep these birds for like 2 years and we are done with them, we will still sell them for a very, very good amount, and we'll still cash out. So layer farming is good if you know what you are doing. So if you know you don't have cage, don't say your limitations is because you cannot afford cage, because you cannot they tell you that deep litter is this and that. These are the eggs we have picked this morning, and you can see how neat it is. You understand? So if there's a question you want to ask, you can always drop it in our live. If there's a question you want to ask, you can drop it in our live videos. So we always respond to you. So like I said, we are still picking eggs. This one is the ones we have picked this morning, and you can see our eggs. They are big. They're not only big, they are neat, because our litter is dried. The eggs are big. The eggs are neat. You can see how big the eggs are. They are big and they are neat. That's because the litter is dried. So don't have any limitations because you are doing deep litter. don't have any limitations because you are doing deep litter. And truth is that throughout the day, the birds will keep dropping and will keep picking. That's the joy. So, and I always tell you that if you want to do layer farming is not like broiler farming. If you want to do layer farming, make sure you do your cost analysis very well. Make sure you budget accurately. And when you budget accurately, you can see that one, you just popped it out there. So they don't even need to announce it. You will just enter your pen and you see egg in different corners, or you be careful so you don't step on egg. A bird can stay here and lay here. Do you understand? So like I said, when it comes to layer farming, you have to budget accurately. It is very important that you budget accurately. If we tell you, okay, to take you 5 million naira, or we tell you it will take you 5 million naira to raise this amount of birds, you will need more than that. If it is possible to even have times 2 of that amount, it is very, very good. Because the truth is that anything can happen. The truth is that anything can happen. But it is very important that when you are doing layer farming, you are not in a rush. Be patient enough to get your birds from a reputable source. Be patient enough to get your birds from a reputable source. Be patient enough to get your birds from a reputable source. If you can get your birds from a reputable source, you are one step ahead. They know what and what medication you are supposed to do at every given time. Have a timetable. There is a general timetable that farmers follow when it comes to this when it comes to layer farming. Everybody has a general timetable, but the ability to follow the general timetable, it's what is very, very important. The ability of how to follow the general timetable is very important. You know when to do your fowlpox vaccine, you know when to debeak, you know when to do the double vaccine, the fowl cholera vaccine, the triple vaccine, the ability to do everything at every given time. I know someone asked me one time and said, what about organic? Sorry, we don't practice organic with our layer farming. We don't practice organic with our layer farming. We do the right thing with our layer farming. You don't expect a bird that we want to keep for two years, even more. 2 years and even more. You don't expect us to do organic and risk our money for something we want to do for 2 years and more. Do you understand? So we will always advise that you give the medication. You can see their eggs here. They're up to 4. So I'll come back and pick it. So you always advise that you do the right medication at the right time. Do the right medication at the right time. Do the right medication at the right time, and you are good to go. And after your birds start laying, you have a personal timetable, a personal medication chart. Because by then, it's now when your birds start laying, when you have done the general medication and vaccination, it's not between you and your birds. You understand? As they are right now, it's between me and them. It's for me to notice anything and decide to handle it beforehand. Like I just told you, for the sake of those that are just joining, we just started treating coccidosis right today, not because the birds were showing signs of cocci, but because we know it's been a long time we treated coccidosis, and we didn't want a situation where the cocci will show or affect them first before we treat. Do you understand? We want a situation where if we are keeping these birds for two years, we will not have up to 5% or even 10% mortality for the next 2 years. Do you get? So we are having, that is our own mission. Like, we should not have mortalities that much. So it is how you handle your birds that matters. It is how you handle your birds that matters. How you handle your birds that matters. Someone said, why did we stop posting videos about the layers and how it was going? Well, we didn't stop posting the videos about how the layers were going. We upload videos at every particular time. We have videos up to when our layers started laying, and we'll keep uploading them. Of course, we will upload them. You understand? YouTube videos is not like a general videos that you just keep popping and popping and popping. Give people time to, take the former ones, observe the former ones, watch the former ones, and digest it. Of course, we'll post the other ones till when they started laying. So yes, we'll post it. Maybe by tomorrow we'll post maybe another two weeks or 3 weeks thereabout. So we have all the videos actually. So As you can see, don't let anybody tell you that deep litter eggs are not big. This is it oh. Me, I have battery cage, I have deep litter. Of a truth, I'm loving the deep litter because the kind of eggs that I'm getting from deep litter, trust me, the kind of eggs that, are you seeing eggs? So you will just come and you will just see eggs anyhow. All their own is to be popping it out. All your own is to be picking your eggs. You understand? All your own is to be picking your eggs. So that is it. So deep litter do well like battery cage. Deep litter do well by battery cage. I know a lot of persons fear, like I always read, is it possible to have a peak production for a long period of time with deep litter? I can tell you it's possible because it all depends on how you take care of your beds. Yes, I can tell you it's possible for you to have peak production for a long period of time. It all depends on how you take care of your beds, because you see this thing called water. Water is very, very important because water helps also in the formation of the egg. So water is important. Knowing when to feed is very important. It's not like boilers that will say, okay, we feed them all around the clock, we keep them feed anytime. When it comes to layer, we have a timetable we follow. We have a timetable we follow for feeding in the hot during the hot period. We have timetable we follow for feeding during the cold period. We have timetable we follow for feeding during the normal period. Do you understand? So it depends on it's your peak production or the amount of eggs you get in your farm mostly depends on you as the farmer. Yes, I said it. Your peak production or the amount of eggs that you get from your bed, it mostly depends on you as the farmer. Yes, it depends on you mostly as a farmer. It's how you care for your birds. It's what you give your birds that they give back to you. Provided they are not sick, it's what you give to your birds that they give back to you. You need to check your birds regularly for if anything is coming up, treat it before it weighs them down. And also let them have water 24 hours. You cannot the usefulness of water cannot be overemphasized. So let them have water 24 hours. It is very, very important for layers because water helps in the formation. Then feed also. Feed. You cannot go and compromise on feed. Yes, some people you cannot compromise on feed. You need to decide which feed would I use. There are people that use happy chicken because that's what we are using. There are people that use chicken and they get good results. There are people that use top layer, they are getting good results. That is what they are using. There are people that use hybrid layer, they are getting good results. There are people that use adva, they're getting excellent results. People use new hope. Do you understand? So every farmer has that one feed that gives them a very, very good result. So it is for you as a farmer to decide which feed will I use to get the kind of result that I want. You will choose the feed that you will use that will give you result, and you will stick to it. Nobody is saying that you cannot change feed, but don't be someone that change feed discriminately, that you just change feed anyhow. Today you are using this product, tomorrow you are using another one, next tomorrow you are using another one. No, don't be someone that change feed anyhow. If I was to change feed for these birds, here I'm using, and also if you want to change feed, use feed that is very, very common in your location. Use feed that is common in your location. If I was to change feed now, if I was not using happy chicken, I would use new hope, because new hope is very common in my location. But the reason why we could not use adva, because adva is difficult to get. Even when you order, adva is difficult to get. It's not something that is so easily available in my location. Even the distributors, you have to wait some time. So you cannot be changing feed every time, but you can't get adva, you want to go and change another one. So why don't use the one that you can use, and it will still give you a very good result. And so far, the happy chicken that we choose has been giving us a good result. The happy chicken has been giving us a good result, and it's been giving us good quality eggs. It's been giving us good results, and it's been giving us good quality eggs. So you have to choose for your location which feed is common in your location. It is very, very important you check it out, that which feed is common in your location. You have to know the feed that is common in your location so that you will not be stranded. You understand? Because every company have that one thing they add to their feed that makes their feed special. So you might not feel it like, oh, there's a difference in feed, but your birds know when you change feed. Yes, your bird knows when you change feed. Your birds, they know when you change feed. So when it comes to layer farming, don't just change feed discriminately. Do you understand? A lot of things can affect, even weather can affect your birds, and that mostly happens when your birds are caged. You understand? That mostly happens when your birds are caged. Weather can affect your birds also. Weather can affect your birds. So there are a lot of factors. If your birds can get to the laying stage, there are a lot of factors that affect your birds laying your peak production, or being able to sustain your peak production. Like I told you, we have battery cage that we've done before. Now we have deep litter, but personally I'm loving the deep litter. That's just the truth. I am loving it because for me, people will say it's battery cage that does not have stress. This one to me, it requires less stress to me, because you see this manure thing. This place was initially built for battery cage. You can see how it is. This place that is high, that is looking like this place is a hole. This was supposed to be where the cage will stay, and the droppings will just enter here. And actually this place is linked to a sucker we were supposed to flush, but it will smell. For those that use high rise, they are lucky, but for those that use low rise, I will say instead of low rise you can use deep litter, because I feel like this one is even stress free for us. Because you see this manure thing, imagine telling worker to pack this thing every single day. The worker will be tired. Imagine me telling worker to be packing this thing every single day because it won't smell, or every 2 days. It will be overwhelming for the worker. But you see this one, that we can live as it is right now. I'm not even thinking of packing it. That's just the truth. As it is right now, we are not thinking of packing it at all. We are not thinking of packing it at all, because it looks like sand and it's dried. The moment it is wet, it becomes a problem. The moment it is wet, it becomes a problem. So if your litter is dry, so I just feel like even this deep litter is also stress free. It's also stress free. The only thing is just to pick your eggs regularly, to make sure you pick it regularly so that your ends don't break it. But we've not really had cracks like that. So some things that we just hear or read, personally I think is fiction. You understand? The eggs are always very dirty. The eggs are this, they will crack it. Even there's even cracks in the battery cage than this one. That is for me. At least I've witnessed the two, I've done the two, so I can tell you that there's even cracks. Because this one, I don't know, we've not really had cracks in this one. We've not really had cracks in this one. Maybe because we pick our eggs regularly, like we just pick it. It's like something that is fun for the workers to do. They always want to come and check. If there is egg. So they just enter and check. There's egg, they pick. There's egg, they pick. So it's something that they love to do. So we've not really had crack on this one and all that. So, but you will depick your beds. Please, you depick your beds. It's actually very important that you depick your beds early, probably at 12 weeks. Yes, it is very, very important that you depick your beds early. At least by the 12th week, you should have depicked your beds, so that they will heal. You know, when you depick your beds, the beds will still take time to heal. See, they can even lay inside the tire. When you depick your beds, the beds will still take time. The beds will still take time for them to heal. So you want to depick them early. So people will say they will wait till when their beds start laying before they depick them. Don't expect them. The production will drop to the minimum, because the truth is that the beds will not eat. The production will drop to the minimum because the birds, they will not eat. That's the truth. It's just like somebody is cutting somebody's mouth. They will need time to heal. The mouth will get time to heal. So it's advisable to depick your birds early. It's advisable to depick your birds very early. It is advisable to depick your birds very early. At least 12 weeks, you depick them. At least within 2 weeks, they would have healed and they will go back to eating and all that. So layer farming is actually very, very lucrative. Let nobody deceive you. Layer farming is lucrative. Layer farming is that kind of farming that can give you an everyday money. When your birds start laying, you can start making money like every day. When they get to, birds don't necessarily need to get to peak production before you start making money. The moment they can get to the point where they can feed themselves, any other extra egg you are getting is already giving you money. You understand? The moment they can get to the stage where they can feed themselves, they can lay to the stage where they can feed themselves, every other egg you get is already giving you money. Do you understand? So it's not like you have to wait till you get to peak production before your birds start making you money. At this stage, the birds are almost feeding themselves. They are almost feeding themselves a day. So do you understand? So layer farming is lucrative. And don't be limited by space or by fiction or by things that you hear and all that. I tell you the truth, deep litter is fun. Deep litter is fun. When me, I'm someone that really loves battery cage before, but when I see all those people like that do deep litter in thousands, like in 20,000, I'm like, how do people used to do it? These people, they are trying, but this one was like, we said wanted to do experiments with this one and see. But of a truth, since they started, I loved these litter beds. I love the way they are. I love the fact that they are not dying. You can see these ones here, all of them, they want to lay. So I love the fact that they are not dying. I love the fact that they are very active. You can see them. This is what they cannot do inside the cage. You see this exercise and flying and running around is something they cannot do inside the cage. And you see this flexing their muscles that they are doing. They love it. If I come here and I see a timid bird, I know, okay, that bird, something's about to come up. You understand? And I take care of the bird. Sometimes when I come to the farm, I just love to watch them jump around. Yes, it's every farmer's joy to see their birds jumping everywhere, to see their birds running up and down. So you see this exercise that they are doing, they love it. They love it. For now, we are still doing 2.5 bags a day. We're going to increase it very soon. We're going to increase it pretty soon. But they are still doing like 2.5 bags a day. And it's actually enough for them. Yesterday, I think they increased their egg production with, I think, 18 pieces. So today we are trying to see if we can increase it by 1 crate. You understand? So they are increasing every day. The last time we did live, we were on like 2.5 crates by this time. But I'm so sure by this time we'll be getting into the 4th crate. You understand? We'll be getting into the 4th crate. So that is it. Layer farming is lucrative. Layer farming is a good business if you know what you are doing. I see a lot of persons always say, my birds are dying, they started laying. If you know you did all the vaccination at the right time and your birds have started laying, then you are not supposed to have issues, except there is something you are doing wrong. Do you understand? Except there is something you are doing wrong. These birds, they don't just die. That's just the truth. They don't just die. Layers, cockerel is another batch of birds that don't die easily. Layers, cockerel, noelas, they don't die easily. They don't die easily. These ones, give them the food at the right time. Don't just scatter your feeding timetable. Today you are feeding by 7. Tomorrow you are feeding by 8. Next tomorrow you are feeding by 6. A day after that you are feeding by 9. No. It does not work like that. The standard feeding time in the morning, you can feed between 7 o'clock to 8:30. You understand? 7 o'clock to 8:30. But when it comes to the harmattan season, when the weather is not very cold, that harmattan season, we can decide to feed our birds towards 9 a.m. You understand? Because the weather is cold. We want that early morning sun to come out before they will eat your feed and go and use it to generate heat. So imagine you are not feeding your birds at that cold time. You are feeding them by 6 a.m. They will eat that food and use part of it to generate heat, and the other part will not be enough for them to give you what you want. So you will not say, my production have dropped. So you need to know what to do at every given time. So when it's cold season like the harmattan season, we can wait till like 9 a.m. to feed our birds. Because the early morning sun, we want it to come out, touch them, and all that. You can see all of them that way. These birds, they like the sun. You can see all of them that way because that's where there's a reflection of sun that side, so you can see all of them running toward that side because they want a bit of heat. Do you understand? So when it's the harmattan season, we can wait till 9 a.m. to feed our birds. Do you understand? But when it's hot season, like the weather is very hot, we can even feed our birds at 6:30. 6:30 we have fed them so that they don't heat. We don't feed them when the weather when the early morning sun has come out and like you are over stressing them. These people, they don't like stress. They don't like stress, and one of the reasons why I love this deep litter is the fact that they know what they want at every given time. You can, when it gets to a point where they don't need that heat or that sun, they will run to another part where they can get enough air. Do you understand? So they can actually regulate their own temperature by themselves. If it gets to a point where they don't want this heat that they are enjoying, they will run to the parts where they can easily get fresh air. So layer farming is not something you just do with your head. You have to be calculative. You have to know what your birds want at every given time. Yes, you have to know what your bird wants at every given time. You have to know what and what to do. Like I told you the other time, when their feeding dropped, like came into the pen, they fed them, their feeding birds are just started laying. They're supposed to increase their feeding, but this one, they didn't eat well. I knew it wasn't the change of feed because we didn't change feed. So we just gave them oxy tetracycline, which is a broad spectrum antibiotics, because their poop was showing normal. There was nothing to write to pin it on. And I was like, okay, something was about to come up, but you will not know what is coming up yet. So, but what do? You don't wait. You don't just go and start buying any drugs. You give them a broad spectrum antibiotics. Like there's this pure oxy tetracycline. Pure oxy tetracycline is actually very good for your birds. As a layer farmer, you can have the bucket of pure oxy tetracycline. You can have the bucket of it. It's expensive to get, but yes, it's something that every farmer is supposed to have. You can have the bucket of pure oxy tetracycline, and we gave them within 24 hours. You need to see them. That feed that I felt, okay, maybe the feed is not getting too much. It was not enough for them anymore. So you understand, it's the ability to know what to do at every given time. That's what matters a lot in this business. The ability to know what to do at every given time. Do you understand? So layer farming is easy. Layer farming is easy. One of the reasons for all these videos, our life, is to tell our viewers that if you know you don't have money for cage, don't be scared. You can do 100, you can do 200, and you will still be able to make good money. You can do 100 birds, and in a year it will still fetch you millions. That's just the truth. So don't be limited by space, by I don't have money to do cage. I heard that deep litter is this, deep litter is that. See it though, that's what we are doing. See it. That is what we are doing. There is no issue. I could tell you that when we had our battery cage, when our birds started laying, we always have issues of egg binding. Like, you know, just the way a woman is now, pushing is a problem also. So we always have issues of egg binding. But you see this one, since they started laying, we've not had any issues of egg binding or anything, because they are exercising. They are all exercising, they are running around. So that exercise is actually very good for your birds. That exercise is also very, very, very good for your birds. They need it. Yes, when they get to, one of the disadvantages that when they get to peak production, you will want to increase their feed a little by what you give in the battery cage. But yes, you will still make a very good money, because if you want to sustain your peak production, you have to give them what their body requires. They will still fetch you money. That one rubber or two rubber of feed that you are giving them, it's not going to cost you anything. So you see this exercise that they are doing, they enjoy it a lot. If you cage them now, one of the disadvantage of putting them in a cage is if you cage all these birds now, once one small thing touch them, like one small sickness, they are down, because they are not exercising. It's just like Ajebo and Pako. Do you understand? Like once one small thing touch them, they are down. You understand? But you see these ones, there's no time. Maybe if I don't come to a farm a day, maybe the next day, there is no time that I come to the pen that I don't try to walk around. So as a farmer, you are also supposed to know how to do that. Walk around your pen as a farmer. Have that character of walking around your pen. Walk around your pen always, to see how your birds are doing. Work within their means, not just about checking the poop. Work within their means. You might miss a poop, you might not see it because the dust would have covered it. Walk around your beds, check, be walking around, look at all of them, see how they are doing. It is very, very important. Do you understand? So deep litter is also just as beautiful as battery cage. For me, this is less stressful for us. This is less stressful because even when we are packing boiler manure, I'm always feeling for workers when they are packing boiler manure. Talking of this one that they have to pack, if we were to put cage here, we have to be packing it either every day or every 2 days, and that would be stressful for the workers. So we've picked this morning. Let's see how many crates will come out of this. Let's see how many crates will come out of this just this morning, because we would need to.
Thank you, Lord Jesus, for this declaration.
We will need to pick more. So let's see how many crates will come out of this one that we've picked. Let's see how many crates will come out of this we picked and all that. Let's see how many crates will come out of this that we've picked and all that. So this is the crate we've picked this morning. What's the time? The time is just to 11. So let's see what we can get from this one. Let's see what we can get from this one. Let's see. So let's see how many crates has come out this morning. I think we would have picked up to the 4th crate. This is 1 crate. We've already filled 1 crate. Let's see how many crates we've picked this morning. This is the 2nd crate. So let nobody deceive you that deep litter egg is always dirty. That's not true at all. Our eggs are also neat. Just make sure that your litter is always dried. Just make sure that your litter is always dried. Let's see how many we can get this morning. Okay, I think we're already at the 4th crate though. I didn't even know the egg is as much as this morning. This is the 2nd one. So let's see. That's 2 crates already. So let's put on this one. Okay. So you can see how neat the eggs are, even deep litter. So this is just this morning, and it's just 11 a.m. and they will still lay, and we'll still get like almost the same set again. So you can see. Okay, I think we have already gotten up to the 4th crate too. But this is just the 3rd crate. That's 2, and these are just this morning. Like I always tell you, I say your birds start. You get good production from like 9 a.m. to there about 2 p.m. You would have gotten most of your egg from 9 a.m. to like 2 p.m. Like I said, yes, we've entered the 4th crate just this morning. At least we picked the eggs together now. So you can see we've entered the 4th crate. You can see the eggs are neat. The eggs are big. They are okay for first lay. I tell you amount we sell these eggs at our first lay, you will not believe, because the eggs are not doing badly. So you can see we have almost 4 crates already. We have almost 4 crates already, and it's just to 11. So you can see. So let nobody deceive you that you cannot do deep litter and still do very well. You can do deep litter and still do very well. So see you some other time. Bye. As you can see, the birds are doing so great.